Let me do our preaching voice real quick for a second.
What will be your number one priority if elected mayor of the city of Akron? Your number one priority?
Well, first of all, starting off in January, we have probably the biggest single project that Akron has ever faced, and that is the sewer project. We will be continuing the process. It has begun, and it is going through the process now. The city submitted an integrated plan to the EPA and the federal judge. I will immediately begin working on changing the climate that has existed between the city of Akron, the federal EPA, and the federal judge. We have had a situation in which has been somewhat disrespectful and has placed the citizens of Akron in a position where their financial livelihood is at stake. So we need to change that dynamic, really focus on the citizens of Akron. And additionally, we need to focus on how to make sure the citizens of Akron get the jobs that come from this project. And we have, to date, we do not have a mechanism that is set up to do that, and we will begin immediately setting up a mechanism to make sure that the citizens get the opportunity to work on these jobs in this major project. But we also have to deal with the police community relations. We also have to deal with a budget that is challenging, and we have a number of things that we have to deal with at the same time. Thank you.
I think this is one position I think that I agree on with Councilman Williams. The sewer project is, it's been in the headlines for a long time, and I think the common misperception is that the city hasn't done anything so far to fix it. Well, they've spent about $300 million so far to fix that problem. And hopefully with, like I said, the support for the integrated plan, we have to be able to drive some of those costs down, because it's going to affect the seniors and the poor the most. In the water department, we have payment plans to be able to extend that. We also need to do a little bit better of a job of maybe extending that payment plan for sewer, for the sewer costs too. As the sewer project works its way to a close, what we can't do is make sure that that cost rises above a certain level. It is about changing the tone with the EPA. It is about working collaboratively with them. Also, this is something that I've demonstrated over the last 8.5 years and even the 7 years on City Council. And I've built strong relationships with other community members, and quite frankly, when this sewer project comes to fruition, when it does finally end, there's going to be a lot of affected communities out there that are in Summit County that are going to need to have a voice on how we structure that payment plan to them. So as we move forward, those relationships that I've been able to build, I plan on cashing in on right away. That's my number one priority.
From day one, my number one priority will be restoring the citizens of Akron's confidence in its city government. It's great that they want to follow the EPA mandate and try and follow the integrated sewer plan. However, there's a distrust in the community as to how our money has been spent. So the very first thing that I will do is put the city's checkbook online so that anyone with a smartphone, iPad, can get down to checkbook level detail and see how our money was been spent. Because now, in order to address the EPA mandate, people have been saying, well, the city is broke, city is broke. No, we need to know how the money has been spending, reallocate the priorities of spending onto the people, the citizens, and the neighborhoods. Once we regain that trust, the next part of it is you got to have someone in office with the legal skill and ability to deal with the EPA mandate. And right now, I'm the best person to deal with that. I've dealt with the EPA before in my private career, so I know what it takes. There are greener projects out there that can reduce the cost. I'm looking at ways to implement it without putting an additional burden on the citizens of Akron. So those are my top 3 priorities at this point.
Okay, our second.
We have a minute for rebuttal.
Absolutely. Hold on 1 second. I'm rebutting their questions. We did not get a chance to rebut during the first round.
Okay. The rebuttal is if you choose to. If you don't ask for it, we don't know.
Okay, so we were, because there were some issues. We did. Right. So that was not clearly explained.
Okay. The rebuttals of 1 minute are when you ask for it, and then you can have that, okay? So right now, the first question, the question that you just answered was, what will your first priority be? And I thought you were answering that question, your first priority. Okay, so would you like to do your first, share your first priority?
We can have that as my answer.
Okay.
All right, what I think is important to note is
this is a 1 minute rebuttal.
I don't even take a minute, how about that? I think what's important to note is that there's a level of non-compliance that is, I'm trying to think of the word. It's out of the question because non-compliance means civil and criminal penalties for the city. So whatever way we do need to do to get this project done in a cost-effective way, there are also other ways to finance that I'm willing to explore to be able to drive down those costs. Also, when you're looking at the total size of the project, and it's going to be going on for a while, the integrated plan, the green solutions, these are things that are already been proposed by the city that EPA can say yes or no on. So it's going to take a little bit fresh perspective if they're going to be able to do that or not.
You can't have collaboration in an atmosphere of confrontation. And that's what we have had as it relates to this particular project. So we have to change that dynamic in order to start having the collaboration and acceptance of the new terms that are favorable to the citizens of Akron. That is the key objective of the leader of the city, in particular the mayor's office, to set that tone and to move the city forward on a particular issue that adversely impacts every citizen's wallet in here. That is of a primary concern, and I will take that as the first objective to deal with. But you can't have collaboration until you have a cooperative spirit. Thank you.
Is the mic okay? It's very interesting that now that we're running for mayor, solutions are coming forward. Unlike my opponents, I haven't had the opportunity on city council to address legislation that could have taken care of this years ago. That's the plain and simple of it. What I'm looking at now is addressing a problem that has been ignored and offering fresh solutions. And one of the things that we're going to do, merely because we disagree on how to solve a problem, does not mean that we're being uncivil. We need that type of discourse. But at the end of the day, you bring in fresh, new ideas to solve the same old problem.